I'm on a quest to find music and art. Supporting local talent is the place I start. Yeah, this is our culture, the place to be. Games, books, arts and crafts and jewelry. This the guardians of the geekery. 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 And now for today's episode of Guardians of the Geekery with your hosts, Matt, Carol, and Joey.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, it's old friends are back with us here, which is awesome. Guardians of the Geekery podcast, focusing on the beautiful geekery market, coming at you on the 2026 edition on Saturday, November 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And of course, everybody here will be setting up before that to make sure everything's just perfect when those doors open. So we're very excited. Back at the lovely Cabarrus Arena and Event Center. Great location, I think, for everybody. Plenty of parking. The event is free. We do ask you if you could bring in a non-perishable food item for Second Harvest Food Bank. They serve our area and beyond, including up, which I can't believe we're still talking about, Hurricane Helene, but they are still rebuilding up there. My dad lives up in the Fairview area, and he says, yeah, there's, they made a lot of progress, but they are still struggling to get the infrastructure back. He said he's never seen anything like this. So we definitely need everybody's help. And but most of all, we want you to have a fun time. Over 90 geeky vendors, and we've got some of them right here with us. So welcome back, Moments in Tea. We're happy to have you.
Hi.
And this is our 10th year anniversary. So very excited about that. And you guys have been with us for several of them now. So you are a little bit old pro, right? I mean, I don't really appreciate Matt calling all of us old, but
No.
But we can't deny it, right? So, well seasoned is what I like to say,
Yes.
So we have Kathryn or Katie and EJ Isaacs, and this is your fourth time.
I think it might be the fourth time total. It's only our second year at the Cabarrus,
right?
But I think fourth.
Yeah, because you applied in 2019. Well, 2019 is when you and I met, right? And then unfortunately we had to close down during COVID. So you met, I think you were able to come to one event, and then we had to close the doors for a little while. And then, I think you were able to be at Cabarrus last year.
The Love and Plunder. Yeah.
Yes.
We got to go to Cabarrus last year. And so now number 4.
Yeah. So very exciting stuff. And, we were talking right before this, we were recording with John Catrone from Wizard Wares, who's a brand new vendor. And Ed, right before we started recording, you were talking about the fact that now this is your 1-year anniversary from retirement. And as part of that, you are now doing more cons and are still learning about the con circuit and the event circuit. So tell us a little bit about.
To ask.
Yeah.
Did you really retire? Did you really retire?
Well, I changed careers. I like to think.
There you go.
Full-time writing and helping her with the tea business.
What a dream life! Tea and writing. Oh my gosh!
You know what I want to do. As far as the Moments in Tea, we added some more cons to our schedule this year, particularly the first half of the year, and quickly came to the conclusion we overdid it a bit. We scheduled multiple conventions literally back to back that were out of state.
Ooh.
And decided that afterwards that was a bad idea. We're not as young as we used to be, and it took us quite a while to recover. So.
Yeah, I don't even think I could be a guest at a con back to back.
Oh,
well, that's just too many people. That's too much people.
Yeah.
Well, and especially where you're curating your teas and you're having to put bundles and things like that together when you're at
Right.
back-to-back events. If you're successful, which is the aim, you have to have recovery time so that you can make more, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
Get the teas in from our suppliers, repackage them, which Kathryn is able to do at the chocolate shop that she works at part-time. They let her use their kitchens to package their tea after hours.
Our team.
Oh.
Yeah,
we saw
you're on
you.
the crew now.
And we're I've actually started talking with the chocolate shop. Well, we've already been working together. That's how I ended up working there, is the owner and I did tea and chocolate pairings back in the
Ooh.
day before COVID put the kibosh on that. And they also use a couple of my teas in a couple of their truffles, the seasonal
Oh.
truffles that they have in the case. And now, most recently, we've started talking about possibly having having some chocolate teas with their chocolate in
Ooh.
them. And I don't know if those will be ready in time for Geekery Market, but it is something that is now being worked on.
Ooh,
And
that
yeah, you got
that
Carol's
sounds
interest.
really good. Yes, I have had like dark chocolate tea before,
Mhm.
and it is so good.
Yeah.
It is really good. So yeah, I look forward to seeing. Even if you don't get it ready in time for the market, I know I'll see you at a con. So
Yes.
You know, the pairings of chocolate and tea is not the only kind of collab that you've been doing. I know when we saw you at RecCon, you did some book and tea pairings as well, and I thought
Yes.
that was fabulous. So tell us a little bit about that.
That was an idea that my publisher, Space Wizard Science Fantasy, had. They're also tea lovers, and if you follow them, they have a
Thursday tea
Thursday
or
video get together tea with them, and they'll talk about what's going on in their life. And they added some of our teas to that mixture. And then one of his other authors was publishing a book that was based around teas and even had some recipes, tea, and then augmenting that with some other ingredients. And in talking with that author, he decided, let's get together with a tea purveyor he knows and actually try to put some of those together and sell those teas with those books. And we were able to collaborate with that author and us and him and put all that together. And he now goes around and sells that along with those books everywhere he goes.
I just think that's a fabulous concept because, you know, just curling up with a cup of tea with a book. I mean,
Oh,
what could be better than that? Well, maybe coffee because we've talked about this, but
well, right.
you know, I love a good cup of tea. I just have to start my morning with coffee. I have to jumpstart, get the whole ticker going. So, um, and I know that Carol is actually we obtained some of those pairings, and I know that she's working on putting together some reviews of the pairings before the
yes,
market, so people
and
can
the book.
know. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the
Because
book and the pair. Yeah, so I know that we were very excited. We glommed right onto that. We were like, "This is our stuff."
yes,
So,
yeah.
and of course, now what you need to do is you need to get Bill from who's the publisher, to get some of his honey to go with the tea,
Oh,
yeah.
to
yeah.
go with the chocolate, to go with the book, and then you just
Yeah.
have this whole like this is
this
your rainy
luxury
Saturday
night.
afternoon luxury kit. We could get a
Yes.
couple of the crocheters or cozy quilts to make a quilt to go with it, and you could just have a whole bundle for the holidays. Like this
Oh my
just
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I
I
love
am not the maker of things, I'm the herder of things.
there you go. There you go. And I love partnering with other businesses. So that is perfect.
Put
It's
together
one
a
of the
whole
things I
bundle like
really,
that
yeah,
and
go ahead,
maybe
Adam.
maybe raffle off the bundle for charity or for,
Oh,
something like that at one of these events.
I will take that. I will take that. So, you know, we had great success with one of the authors doing that 3D droid. from Star Wars last year, and we did a raffle for that. We did a drawing for that where you could buy tickets towards that. And that raised quite a bit of money for Second Harvest. So we were very thankful for that. And yeah, we should absolutely put together like a cozy afternoon basket that we could do a drawing for as well. I think that would be fabulous. We'll get right on that, right, Carol?
I'm having
Carol's
gala
like,
flashbacks. I'm having gala flashbacks.
Uh-oh.
explain for those.
Okay,
Flashbacks,
so
what?
way back when we started this, we would do the Geekery market, and then afterwards we would have the Geek Gala, which was a kind of an entertainment thing, and we'd have a raffle, and we'd raffle off baskets because throughout the year, Giddy Geeker, who is a master of obtaining things, would obtain things, and I would theme all of the baskets and put them all together, and then we would raffle all those baskets off. So I'm having gala flashbacks of just 30 baskets surrounding me. Cellophane
understand.
ribbons.
See, first up, I can't keep compiling them all together, but
And
I'd
I
be
would be
like, oh,
putting
would
them
be no
together,
problem.
and she'd be opening the door going, I got this too.
Yeah, we
They're
actually had
all
a room
wrapped.
in my house dedicated just to Geek Gala donations. And
Oh my God.
I would
Yep.
lock her in that room and say, "You're not coming out until you've made baskets out of them." And
Yep.
she'd bang on the door, and I'd be like, "If you're good, I'll get you some tea."
Back to work, Hobbit.
Yeah. And then there'd always be invariably somebody that shows up the day of and said, "Oh, I knew you were doing
Yeah.
baskets, so here's all this stuff." And we're like, "How are we going to do this while doing the Muggles market or the Geekery market during the day? We can't. We can't
Right.
do it all."
Yeah,
So,
we do not do the gala anymore simply because we're old and tired, and
yeah.
that was
Well,
a stressful
Like he
day.
was just
and
saying.
quite honestly, it was a labor of love. It was not a
Yes.
labor of financial security.
Solvency, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, solvency. That's the word I was looking for. So the geekery market is a labor of love and of solvency. I do
Right.
not walk away having to eat baked potatoes and ramen for the, 3 or 4 months afterwards. So we did that once. We will not do that
Very
again.
good.
I will say a lot of the shopping for that many baskets, you would think that Charlotte has this abundance of baskets all these places, but we would have to scour 4 or 5 of these different places to find enough baskets that were large enough for these lots, and every year it would grow and grow and grow. And now I
Yeah.
We
notice
just
a lot of those
started using the weirdest things for baskets.
laundry
Laundry
baskets and
baskets,
stuff.
Laundry baskets were
hampers.
great for it.
And
But
it was
yeah,
really an embarrassment of riches because people were so generous that
oh
we
yeah,
could not, like these little cute petite baskets that you would see at some events, we would be like,
That
what is
wasn't, yeah.
that? Like we
Well, I could
can't
put
even
gift
put
cards
like
in it.
one item in there. So yeah.
I have
Um,
noticed a lot of those places we used to run around to are not there anymore. So I kind of
So
wonder if that was because of us. We
we
stopped buying
stopped
those.
buying.
You can wipe them
God,
out.
coming spending $300 or $400 2 weeks before in October. We we would get strange looks because we would go into old time pottery, which was on
Yeah.
Independence, that's not there anymore. And we would be holding up baskets, shouting. Carol would be with us, or we'd be FaceTiming Carol. We'd be like, "What do you think of this? What do you think? I don't think it's big enough. I don't think the bottom's going to be strong enough." Like we literally had laundry baskets full of books.
Oh my.
Um,
Oh,
and stuff like that. So yeah, it was like it's trying to figure out how to make everything fit in together. But that was a different time. But I totally think that we could do 1 or 2 baskets, Carol. Just 1 or
Yeah.
2.
Oh
Oh
no,
gosh. Oh no.
it's
This is
beginning.
how we begin.
Yeah, my very first geek gala, I think we tried to do 10 baskets, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, you were limiting me to 20,
35.
which 35, which 20, which grew to 35 because you
Yeah.
were like, no more, no more. So,
And,
yeah.
and I remember the baskets. Almost every one of them was overflowing, and it would be like poor Carol has cellophane around it, and it's just overflowing with books or toys or sword, whatever it was.
Bring it
Right.
in with
We're
Nothing in
getting okay.
between.
We need to back off the gala, or people are going to be like calling saying, "You need to do it again. That sounds excellent." No,
Ah,
No, no,
please.
no. Yeah, if somebody wants to donate $20,000 to run the gala, then we can talk. But
Until
also
then, let's talk tea.
and let's talk
Yeah,
tea.
tea.
So are there any new pairings that you're excited about? Any new configurations? What is the seasonal tea that is on top of everybody's plate this year?
Um, right now, because it's the summer, um, we're into a lot of the Rooibos and the herbals because they're caffeine free, and a lot of them are good chilled. And you can drink them into the night without worrying about being up all night. We particularly like for that our probably can't read this lemon mint soup. Oops.
It wants to follow people.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
I was like, I hold it in front of me.
Lemon mint soother is a good one for that. We have a number of rooibos, which is the South African plant that's similar to tea, but it has no caffeine. It grows that way, so you don't even have to decaffeinate it. And we have a bunch of different flavors of that. And we'll probably still have a lot of them by November for Geekery Market, because they can be good for having a warm cuppa, sitting in front of the Christmas tree or watching your holiday movies or whatever. And then where was I going to go with that?
Well, the
Yeah,
red-
so that's a good summer tea that you've had. And
Yes.
then do you have any blends that are very popular during the fall? And
Mhm.
and then what are your yeah.
Yeah, we in the fall, yes, when it starts getting colder and you need something heartier, we have several options for that. One of our favorites is Scottish breakfast, and it's a combination of black teas from Assam region of India, from South India, high grown tea, Kimun from China, and Tsinghua County Orange Pico, which is not actually orange. That's not a flavor. That has to do with the Dutch in
East India
East
Company,
India Company, when they controlled
the
the
tea
market for tea. The Royal House
Mhm.
Was Orange, the House of Orange, and that's why it's Orange Pico. But
Oh,
that's a good one, and we will have plenty of that. We have several chai teas, which are great for the fall and winter, very warming. We like chai so much that, like I said, we have several. We have 3 chai black teas. We have a chai rooibos, and we have some other teas that are kind of like chai, like our I don't know if I brought the orange cardamom up here. It doesn't look like I did. We have one that's orange cardamom, that is kind of like a chai blend, but also with orange. That one is orange flavor. And then another favorite is this one is pretty new. We just got hold of it last year, so we haven't even had this one for a year yet.
oh
Um,
wow.
it's called pumpkin patch pu'er. Pu'er is a different way of preparing tea. It's kind of it's aged. There's a little more processing past the normal. Normally the tea is oxidized to some amount and then it's fired. Well, the pu'er goes beyond that. And it's a very earthy tea by itself. And then we have this blend that we discovered, the pumpkin patch, and it is just like um, being in a pumpkin patch. We also have a pumpkin pie black tea, which is like eating pumpkin pie, but you're drinking it. So we have
Sold.
lots of
Sold.
stuff for
Yes.
the fall and the winter.
Matt is a
Right.
pumpkin nut, although
Oh,
we did go through a period of time where everybody was giving him pumpkin flavored stuff. And that was the year of pumpkin and the ham, and he was just like, I'm good for a while.
You can
No more
overdo a good
ham.
thing.
No
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now pumpkin is back. We're good with
Yes.
pumpkin. We're
Yes.
very cautious with the ham still, but it's really his fault. He bought 26 pounds of ham one Thanksgiving, and because he thought that you should buy a pound per person that was coming to our event, and I explained to him it's like a half a pound plus we had other meats available. So, and he
It
was
was
determined to eat all the ham. So,
yeah, it was
Oh.
it was a friendsgiving, and I know I was in trouble when I walked in the I won't name the brand name, but the ham dispensary, if you will. And they looked at the order, and then they're like, the faces were just like, oh gosh, and like they pointed to two people and said, you guys come with me, and they went in the back, and they wheeled out this ginormous
Haul it all
ham.
out.
Yeah, and they had to help me get it to the car because I could barely lift this thing. It was just the shape anyway. But I was like, this is too much ham. Yeah. So, but we were doing ham nachos, ham everything, and I had
Oh,
the meat sweats, and finally I just said, Joey, no more, no more ham. I give.
well,
Anyway.
I tapped out like second
Oh,
or
way
third
before.
meal of ham. Yeah, I was like, no, honey, that's all you. So,
She tapped out at the ham teenies that they were trying to peddle on all of their friends
Oh,
when we came over. It's
oh boy.
it's
and
the newest thing. New York loves them. Drink it.
And Ed, how you talked about being the writing, and of course, last year you had your first book come out, and you were on tap for the second. Where are we at?
I literally was just talking yesterday with my publisher about that as far as his schedule. Now he's juggling, he's almost up to 50 authors at this point. And I get that the publishing process can take a while. I was hopeful that book 2 would come out this fall. He's actually looking at more like March. In the meantime, I'm already working on book 3. And I'm hoping to get a draft to him before the summer is out. And so he's already preliminary planning a double launch, one in March, one in June for books 2 and 3.
Nice.
So I'm hoping by particularly Con Carolinas, which will be 1st of June this year, that both books will be out and ready.
And tell us a little bit about, give us your elevator pitch for your book series.
Okay. Well, the whole series is set 400 years in the future. Book 1 is kind of the beginning of it and introducing the characters, and you learn about the history and the backstory a little bit. We have just gotten out, humans have just gotten out of a galactic war that went on for about a decade. The war has stopped, but nobody's quite sure if it'll start back up again. In the meantime, we're going back out for the first time now, exploring and doing our own star mapping because even our allies don't want to share their data with us. And we're keeping an eye on the invasive species that everybody was fighting, and we have our own adventures to go on. And the first book kind of got that out to a very good start. And then book 2, we're very much going to learn that, nope, the war is not quite over. And a lot of interesting things will come to light. And book 3 is even more exciting with things happening. And I don't want to give too much away, but it ends up, totally it's going to be a 5-book series when it's all said and done.
And what do they drink in this book series?
All manner of things, including occasionally tea. Yes.
I'm just saying, if you're going to collab, maybe do it to the person on your right. Just saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You could have an interstellar tea going on, right? So,
Right.
well, what other things are you bringing this year that maybe you haven't brought in past years that we want to talk about? There's
Okay.
something in Ed's hands. He's flashing
Yes.
it at me.
I
So,
mentioned the tea and chocolate pairings. When COVID kind of shut down doing that in person, the owner of the there you go, maybe if I get in close. The owner of the chocolate shop and I put together the pairing basket, which has the pairings that we did in person. the tea matched up with the chocolate. And we're going to have some of those available as gifts at the Geekery Market. And we're going to have more tea ware than we usually have around, because we figure people are going to be starting their holiday shopping. So we're going to have tea ware that they can get for themselves or give the gift of tea to
Teapots,
someone
teacups,
else.
and saucer
Yeah.
sets. And our game.
Yes, well, yes, we are distributing this. We cannot take credit for it. We did not create it. But we love that we get to distribute it. It's a tea dueling card game. It's kind of like war, because you can have up 2 to 4 players, including the dealer, and everybody gets 3 cards, and each person is going to turn over the next card in their lineup at the same time. And the object is to get the highest number, and the ones who lose have to collect crumbs. Because their cookie fell apart, basically, and so they've got crumbs. And then you don't roll the dice; they're just crumb counters, and you keep turning it until you come up with 6, and then you're out of the game. And the last person standing, as it were.
Which is a good point. Do you know what real tea dueling is?
No.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
I've heard about it. It's you're trying to dunk your biscuit and not break your biscuit or lose crumbs
Right.
from your biscuit.
Basically, 2 people across from each other will, at the same time, take their biscuit, dunk it in their tea, and the idea is the last one to pull it out, still have it hold together, and take a bite is the winner.
Before it crumbles, yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
take it out and it falls apart, you don't
You-
win, or sometimes you both don't win.
So you don't know this yet. Carol's like, oh God, here she goes again. So this year, the gaming corner at the Geekery Market is going to be hosted by the Charlotte Geeks, because we realized in the 10 years that we've been doing the market, the one booth we never have is the Charlotte Geeks booth, and we are
You are the market.
we are the ones putting it on. So we are actually going to be opening the opportunity for people to demo their games. So maybe we'll have to get some tea dueling going on. I'm actually
Absolutely.
going to be,
Over
yeah. So, and we do have a couple different people who have different games as part of their set. Plus, of course, we have people who sell dice and dice towers and different things like that. So it only made sense that we started making rather than having one particular seller of games at the event, opening it up so that it's really the Charlotte Geeks hold game nights every month throughout the year.
Yeah.
So we will definitely have to have an offline conversation, and this is how this happens. This is how this happens, Carol, is that people
Not that I
talk
knew
about
about that.
things that we didn't know about, and they didn't know that we were doing this, and now this is how this happens. So
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
I say that to Carol because Carol is always the one in the wild with me at these different cons, because somebody has to stay at home and take care of the dog, who, by the way, is sitting right outside your door, Matt, whining heroically because they don't know why their daddy is away from them. So
Right.
I think it's because she heard the golden word of ham, is what I
Yeah,
personally think.
yeah.
But
Yes.
I'll let her in.
So is there ham there?
and she's just short enough that you can barely see
Can't
her.
see her.
But yes, that is Angel is like, she was like done with me, and now she's happily with her dad. So, but yeah, so this, and so he often stays home, keeps the home fires burning, keeps the puppy and puppy treats, while Carol and I are out in the wilderness, and this is how this happens, is all the collaboration. But that's what makes it so much fun, is that you're working on things that work well with other people at our event, and it just shows how much of a community the Geekery Market really is.
Yes.
So, and that's one of the things that we love so much and why we feel like we've been successful. So, well, as always, tell them where they can find out more about you, maybe put their pre-orders in for their cozy pairings and all sorts of stuff, and both for you, Ed, as well as for Moments in Tea.
Yes, okay.
You start.
All right. We are e-commerce. We don't have a brick and mortar shop. So they can find Moments in Tea at momentsинtea.com. And that's our website. You can place an order. If you want to do pre-orders, which we are happy to do, we would love it. You can do it through the website. If you select, instead of selecting shipping, you can select local delivery might be a good option.
I think that would work best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also reach out to us through the website contact form if you're interested in placing a pre-order, and so that we can deliver it to you at Geekery Market. Or you can email us directly at KTeas, that's KTEAS, KTeasonline@gmail.com. So that's 3 ways that you can pre-order.
Of course, you can find us at a couple more cons.
Yes, we're going to be at Congregate. We were talking about that just before we started recording. Congregate in Greensboro, North Carolina, July 17th through 19th. We just found out that we're going to be at Multiverse in Peachtree City, Georgia in October 16th or 18th, like exactly a month.
Which is a fabulous con.
That's a con. Yeah,
That's what we heard. This is going to be our first time.
We enjoyed it. Unfortunately, because it's so close to our event, we aren't able to go.
Yeah,
It's a little too close.
Being outside of Atlanta.
We're in that panic mode section at that point, but
Right.
we went one year and we had a fabulous time, and we highly recommend it. So glad you're going to be there. I think you'll do very well.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, Ed, your book is linked on your Moments in Tea website, correct?
That is one source.
It is one way of doing it. More from the e-commerce, although now I can take direct deliveries. My website is solinterests.com. Soul Interest is actually the name of the company in my books that creates the ability to travel between the stars for humans.
Nice.
Oh,
So my website is solinterests.com. You can buy it direct on my website. As well, of course, I was on Amazon. Amazon also has a Kindle version of it. And I'm working on trying to get the Kindle version off of my website direct as well. Also, obviously, through my publisher, spacewizardsciencefantasy.com.
Yes, and they will also be at the event. Bill has been part of our event for several years now as well, and we love them. First of all, we're so glad to have you back. I'm so excited to see your booth because you had the cutest booth last year, and now you're a slightly bigger space. So I'm so excited to see what you do with it.
Yeah.
So make sure to check them out, Moments in Tea. Matt, any final thoughts, or are you just trying to keep the puppy happy?
I'm happy to bring a ham biscuit and see if I can dunk it in
There
that
you
tea
go.
without it breaking up. No. It's always a pleasure to do a podcast with you. Just see you at different cons, and of course have you at the Geekery Market. So we're just so happy that you can return. So thank you.
It's a
Volunteering for any tea combinations you need to test out. She will be happy to test them out for you.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna brew myself a cup of tea and go watch
I
my
was
shows.
thinking, I'm like, we can't be talking about all this tea without Carol going and making her a cup immediately afterwards.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much again, and we will see you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
That was an episode of Guardians of the Geekery. Thank you for listening. Check us out at guardiansofthegeekery.com and stay tuned for more content.